Hello, good morning everyone. I hope you all are doing well. Welcome back to my channel. This is Poonam Avasthi, your SST teacher. Today we are going to begin chapter 8, Government for Development from Social and Political Life. Please refer from page number 254 to 258. Okay? At the end of the video, you will be getting a home task. Don't forget to do it and do like and share my video. So let's begin the chapter.
Welcome all of you in Social Studies class. Today we are going to discuss chapter 8, Government for Development. Please refer from page number 254 to 258. The government controls nation's resources. It has to see that the resources are conserved and multiplied by economic development. The government is responsible for the development of our country. Students, there are sectors of the Indian economy. Some important sectors of the Indian economy are agriculture, industry, commerce, finance, communications and information technology, education, health and family welfare. We need all these facilities for both economic and social development. And to make them efficient, it is the duty of the government to make provisions for that. Students, any development is possible through proper planning. So, the Planning Commission was constituted by Indian government on 15th March 1950. It is constituted to provide systematic economic development. Now, understand what is Planning Commission and the functions of this. It is an institution in the Government of India which formulates 5-year plans. The ex officio chairman is always the Prime Minister of India. Now understand the functions of Planning Commission. Students, Planning Commission prepares 5 years plan along with objectives. And it also coordinates with State Government of India for execution of these plans. It assess the resources of the country and formulate plans according to it. It also identify the objectives of our economic policy. It supervises fair distribution of benefits of development to the largest number of people. Students, I would like to add here the Planning Commission had developed 12 5-year plans and 6 annual plans. Now students, let's learn what is the importance of 5-year plans. The 5-year plans were formulated to tackle problems of poverty, unemployment and price rise. The 5-year plans led to an improvement in infrastructures such as increased power generation, better communication and transportation. This also facilitated industrial and agricultural development. The 5-year plans also helped in better distribution of public resources for the purpose of socio-economic development. Now students, we are going to explore various areas of development. First one is agriculture. Till now students, we have understood that agriculture is the base of the Indian economy. It provides us with food like wheat and rice and raw materials like cotton and jute for industries. Some agricultural products like spices, sugar and tea are also important for export. They earn valuable foreign exchange. The first 5-year plan gave the highest priority to the agricultural sector. At that time, a large number of farmers had small and uneconomic land holdings, so land reforms were introduced. Under these reforms, the zamindari system was abolished, land was redistributed, and students' scattered land holdings were consolidated. Then students, in late 1960s came Green Revolution. The Green Revolution helped to increase the agricultural production by introducing farmers to the modern agricultural machineries, high yielding variety seeds, fertilizers and pesticides, and new irrigation methods. New agricultural machinery like tractors, sowing machines, threshers, and harvesters were introduced. These machines are more efficient and faster. HYV seeds, particularly, they are more popular for wheat and rice. Students, some seed multiplication programs are also implemented through the National Seeds Corporation, State Farms Corporation of India Limited, and other state seed agencies. And students, to increase the fertility of land, the use of fertilizers was encouraged. Students, as we know, nearly 60% of the agricultural land depends on rainfall for irrigation. Insufficient or late monsoon often results in crop failure and less productivity. And more to it, HYV seeds require abundant water. So, the government has taken various initiatives to increase irrigational facilities. Then, for more development came agricultural researches. Development in agriculture has been possible because of the research carried out by the agricultural universities and institutes. The Department of Agricultural Research and Education, it was set up in 1973 under the Ministry of Agriculture. This department is responsible for coordinating research and educational activities in agriculture, animal husbandry and fisheries. The another is the Indian Council of Agricultural Research has also played a major role in the development of agricultural technology. Now students, the next area of development which is very important is industries. Industries play an important role in the economic development of a nation. Students, do you know, when India became independent, very few industries like textiles and sugar existed. Heavy industries were rarely found. Industries contributed only 10% to the Indian economy during 1950 to 51. Then students, after the 5-year plans, initiated a program of industrial development, did a great change take place in industrialization. Students, here understand what is industrialization. It means the establishment and development of different types of industries which are producing goods on large scale for the local, national and international markets. Now students understand how industrial growth was taken under consideration in 5-year plans. A large number of industries were set up under the 5-year plans. These include iron and steel, cement, railway, fertilizers, chemicals, etc. The production of consumer goods like soap, detergent, watches, television sets, etc. has also increased. There has been a remarkable growth in the textile and sugar industries. Shipbuilding, aeroplane manufacturing, and telephone industries have also been set up under these plans. After watching this, we can also say that there has been a tremendous progress in the field of industry. Students, there are different kind of industries. Now understand what is a cottage industry. A cottage industry is a small scale manufacturing business often operated out of a home. It requires less investment and labors, for example, shoemaking, woodworking, etc. Now, our government has initiated efforts to develop the cottage industries. The family members usually run these units from their homes. Items like baskets, toys, ropes are manufactured by cottage industries. Now, understand small scale industries. Small scale industries are those industries in which manufacturing, production, and rendering of services are done on a small scale. Our government has encouraged the development of small scale industries nowadays. Understand the reasons. These can be set up faster than large scale industries and they also help to generate employment opportunities. The small scale industries produce essentials for consumer goods like soaps, hosieries, hand tools, and utensils. Now, students, let's understand the measures taken by the government to promote small scale industries. Students, some tax benefits are offered to set up small scale industries and special tax incentives are given to set up industries. Some products are reserved for exclusive production by the small scale industries and special training facilities are also nowadays provided to set up small scale industries. These all are the steps by our government to encourage the development of small scale industries. Now students, very important public and private sectors. Public sector. It is a part of the country's economy where the control and maintenance are in the hands of the government and private sector is owned and managed by the private individuals and corporations. The aim of the public sector is to serve people, but private sector enterprises are established with the profit motive. Some public sector industries are Hindustan Machine Tools HMT, Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited BHEL, and Steel Authority of India SAIL. The money invested in these industries comes from the taxes we pay and the profits made by these public sector units. Now students, industries like the Hindustan Unilever Limited, Johnson's and Johnson's and Reliance are some private sector industries. Here, profit earning is the main motive. Now students, there is also a joint sector where the government and the private companies join hands to establish new enterprises. Now students, let's explore social sector. The government also looks into the social welfare of the people. It works towards ensuring the availability of safe drinking water, sanitation, education and housing to all its citizens. Now students, let's explore with me some programs launched by the government in this area. First is education. The Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan was started in 2001. It aims to provide elementary education for all children in 6 to 14 age group, irrespective of their caste and gender. It also aims to bridge social, regional and gender gaps. It also aims to develop children materially as well as spiritually and inculcate value-based learning. Students, some incentive-based programs like Nirmal Gram Puraskar 2002 have been launched to promote rural sanitation. Students, these programs are like prizes after doing some good work. In urban areas, recycling and reuse of sewage is encouraged. For ensuring hygiene, waste management and sanitation across the nation, a Swachh Bharat mission was also launched on 2nd October 2014. This abhiyan was for urban and rural both. To value and develop health, several primary and community health centers have been set up in rural areas. The National Rural Health Mission was started in 2005 to provide better healthcare facilities to the rural population throughout the country. And in urban areas, the National Urban Health Mission was launched to provide healthcare for the urban poor living in the slums. Then a very important sector of development, employment. For this, to bring more employment opportunities, the Manrega Act 2005 was launched. The Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act 2005 provides at least 100 days of guaranteed wage employment every year to adult members of rural households below the poverty line. So those who are below the poverty line, all adult members, they were guaranteed at least 100 days of wage employment every year. Then students, to improve the conditions of the poor in the urban slums, programs like Basic Services to the Urban Poor BSUP and Integrated Housing and Slum Development Program have been initiated. These aim to provide housing facilities, basic services, and other civic amenities to the urban poor. In the rural areas, very famous Pradhan Mantri Gramin Awas Yojana. It aims to meet the shortage of housing in the rural areas. Students specialized for rural areas came Bharat Nirman Plan in 2005 for rural development. It has objectives to construct all-weather roads, provide telephones for communication, provide clean drinking water, provide electricity and the construction of 60 lakh houses for the poor. And students, it also aims bringing more and more land under irrigation. So students, by the constant efforts of our government, we citizens can hope for a developed nation for sure. By this, we are done with today's chapter. Now look to the home task. Do it carefully, do not miss it, and in case of any doubt, feel free to connect with me. This is it for today. Don't forget to like and share the video. Thank you so much for watching. Keep watching, keep learning.